In the series of financial accounting, today we are going to begin a very interesting topic of class 11, that is bank reconciliation statement. This is also known as BRS. So in today's lecture we are going to talk about the meaning of bank reconciliation statement, need and importance of bank reconciliation statement, what are the causes of difference in the cash book and passbook balance. There are two books which are prepared by the trader. One is prepared by the trader, that is cash book, and the other book which is prepared by the trader's bank is passbook. So we are going to find out what are the reasons of differences in these two books, how to prepare the bank reconciliation statement, and how to prepare the amended cash book. So the bank reconciliation statement is a statement which is prepared to reconcile the balances of two books, that is cash book and passbook. If you are a businessman, you must be having a bank account. Whatever banking transaction you do, you record them in bank column of the cash book, while the bank is having account in your name in its ledger. The copy of your account in the form of passbook or bank statement is sent to you. If you record all the transactions correctly in your cash book and bank in its ledger, both will show the same balance on any date. But if you don't find any difference, then what will you do? You will compare these two books for finding out the reason of difference. You can prepare a statement putting up all the items of difference in such a way that you can ascertain the correct balance, and this statement is called bank reconciliation statement. So we are going to talk about how to prepare bank reconciliation statement, why there is a need to prepare the bank reconciliation statement. We all know that cash book is prepared by the trader and the passbook is prepared by the bank. So what if these two books show the differences? The balance of the cash book is not equivalent to the balance of the passbook, which is maintained by the trader's bank or our bank. So there is a need to find out the reason for these differences. So basically the bank reconciliation statement is a statement which is prepared periodically, mainly to reconcile the difference the bank balance which is shown by the cash book and the passbook. This is according to the Patil. As you can see in this format, the cash book which is prepared by us and the passbook which is also known as bank statement which is prepared by our bank, the balances of these two books are not same. The balance of cash book is shown here 18,000, whereas the balance of bank statement which is also known as passbook is shown here 15,000, and the balances of these two books are not same. So that's why there is a need to reconcile the balances of these two books, that is cash book and passbook. Basically the balances of these books too must be equal. If they are not, then there must be some reason behind this, and there is a need to reconcile the balances of these two books. Why there is a need and importance of the bank reconciliation statement, why it is necessary to prepare this bank reconciliation statement. Basically this bank reconciliation statement, this brings out all the errors, if any, committed either in the cash book or in the passbook. If we have done any type of error, any error regarding that we have forgotten to record any entry in either of these books, that is in cash book or in passbook, then that can be detected easily by preparing the bank reconciliation statement. The another need to prepare this bank reconciliation statement that is helps in undue delay in the clearance of checks deposited is known from the reconciliation. The another need and importance of this bank reconciliation statement, that it helps or it discourages the embezzlement. For example, if an accountant records the cash in the cash book, that he shows the cash on the debit side or on the receipt side of the cash book, but he doesn't deposit the same cash into the bank. So it keeps a check, this bank reconciliation statement, it keeps a check on embezzlement. Reconciliation also helps in verifying the accuracy of all those entries which are recorded in the cash book. It shows the actual bank balance. This bank reconciliation statement, this shows the actual bank balance which is deposited in our bank account. So now we all know this thing, that bank reconciliation statement, this helps in reconciling the cash book and passbook. There is a need to reconcile the cash book and passbook if both are not equivalent. If the balance of the cash book and balance of the passbook both are not same, then there is a need to reconcile, and we need to prepare the bank reconciliation statement. But before preparing the bank reconciliation statement, we need to find out what are the reasons, what are the causes of differences of this, that our cash book is not equivalent to, balance of cash book is not equivalent to the balance of passbook. So as you can see, the balance of cash book for example is 9,000, and the balance of passbook which is submitted, which is given by our bank, is 10,000. That cannot be possible. The book which is maintained by us is cash book, and the book which is maintained by our bank is passbook. The balance of both the books should be same. If they are not equivalent, if they are not same, then there must be some reason behind that. So before preparing bank reconciliation statement, we have to find out the reason of the differences of these two books, why they are not same. So there are basically two reasons of differences of the differences in the cash book and passbook. The first difference is there is a time gap in recording the transaction. What it is, the time gap in recording the transaction means, for example, that we have recorded a check in our cash book, but that has not been submitted for payment into the bank, and that has not been recorded by our bank. So there is no entry which is shown in the passbook. So if there is a time gap in recording the transaction, that is the reason of difference. The another reason of difference is error in recording the transaction. If we have committed any kind of error in recording the transaction, that caused the difference in these two books, that is cash book and passbook. The first is difference which are caused by the time gap in recording the transaction. Let's discuss all those reasons which cause the differences and which is caused by the time gap in recording the transaction. The first is when the check issued but not presented for payment in the bank. If we have issued some check but that check is not presented for payment in the bank, what will happen? If we have issued the check for payment, we must have recorded this check on the payment side in the cash book. Cash book, we all know, that is prepared by the trader, that is prepared by us. So the moment we issued a check to our trader, that is recorded on the payment side of the cash book. But that person to whom we have issued the check, he has not presented that check into the bank. Let's understand this with the help of example. Here the balances of both the books, that is cash book which is prepared by us and the passbook which is prepared by our bank. So the balances of both the books, that is cash book and passbook, are 10,000. Check of rupees 2,000 is issued but not presented for payment. We have issued some check. We have issued some check to our vendor for whom we have to issue this check for the payment, but he has not presented this check into the bank. And because of these reasons, as you can see, earlier the balances of both the books were same, that is cash book and passbook. Balances of these two books were same, that is 10,000. The moment we have issued some check to our vendor, we have recorded the same on the payment side with the name by vendor to whom we have issued this check, and the amount is 2,000. And because we have issued a check to our vendor and the total amount reduced to rupees 8,000, the balance of the cash book reduced to 8,000, whereas the balance of passbook remains unchanged, that is 10,000. Reason being, because bank will not record this entry unless this check is presented to the bank. Unless the check is presented to the bank is not going to pass any entry for this transaction. So Here the problem is that we have recorded this entry in the cash book, but the same entry is not recorded in the passbook just because of the reason this check is not presented for payment, and the balances of both the books vary. In this case, the balance of cash book is 8,000, whereas the balance of passbook is 10,000. So this is the reason that both the books are vary in this case. The next reason for the differences in the cash book and passbook is when check deposited into bank but not yet collected or credited by bank. So when checks are deposited into bank, the firm immediately enter it on the debit side of the bank column of the cash book. Whenever we receive any check from any customer, we record that check on the debit side, or you can say receipt side of the cash book. Receipt side is also known as a debit side of the cash book. So whenever we receive any check, we receive that check on the, we post that check on the debit side or receipt side of the cash book, and it increase the bank balance according to us. But if that check is not it takes time in collecting the amount of check, so bank balance does not increase on the same date on which check has been deposited in the bank, and this may cause the difference between the cash book and the passbook balance. Let's understand this with the help of example. The balances of cash book and passbook are same. Earlier, the balances of both the books are same. There was a transaction, that is check of rupees 3,000 is deposited but not clear. So the moment we receive a check from our customer, we have recorded this entry on the receipt side of the cash book, like it is shown here in the cash book on the receipt side to Mr. X, and this is with the amount 3,000. We have recorded this entry on the receipt side, but this check is not cleared by the bank. So unless bank clear this check, this won't be depicted in the passbook. As you can see, passbooks remains unchanged. There is no change in the balance of the passbook, that remains same. Earlier it was 15,000, now also it is 15,000 irrespective of this check which is of rupees 3,000. So this entry is recorded only in the cash book, but this entry is not recorded in the passbook just because of the reason this check is deposited but not cleared, because it takes time for the clearance. For example, that I have deposited a check on 29th May. So the moment I had deposited this check, I had recorded this check on the receipt side of the cash book. But for the clearing of the check, it takes somewhere around 2 or 3 days. So by the end of the month of May, I have closed my accounts. I have closed my this cash book. So this entry is not done in the is not depicted in the month of May in the passbook, and because of this reason, there is a difference. There is a difference in the balance of cash book and passbook. The next reason of the differences is amount, when the amount is directly deposited by customer in the bank account. Sometimes it happens that our customer directly deposits some amount in our bank account. So we have given the authority to our customer to deposit the amount which is due from them in the firm's account with the bank. So the moment the amount is received from the customer by the bank, that entry is recorded in the passbook, but we are not aware about this entry as our customer directly deposited this account in our bank account. So this entry is not recorded in the cash book on the day it is deposited. So there will be a difference. So as a result, the balance in the cash book will be less than as compared to the balance in the passbook. So let's understand this with the help of example. The balances of both the books, that is cash book and passbook, were rupees 20,000. Check of rupees 1,000 is directly deposited by the customer in our bank account. If a check is directly deposited by our customer in bank account, in that case our bank balance will increase. That means our bank statement will depict rupees 1,000 more. But we were not aware about this transaction, so there is no entry in the cash book. That remained same. As you can see, the balance of the cash book, that is 20,000, and the balance of the passbook, earlier it was 20,000 and there was a transaction of rupees 1,000. This check is directly deposited by our customer into our bank account. So there is an increase of rupees 1,000 in the bank statement. So this balance comes to 21,000, whereas the balance of cash books depicts 20,000 only. So again there is a difference. There is this cash book is not equivalent to the passbook, just because of the reason there was an entry which was recorded by the bank but not recorded by us, as it is the transaction which is done by our customer and he directly deposited this amount in our bank account. So we were not aware about this entry. As we were not aware about this entry, we have not recorded in our cash book, as the cash book is prepared by us and he has deposited the same amount in our bank, and this entry is recorded by our bank. So the balance of the passbook is rupees 21,000, whereas the balance of cash book remains unchanged, that is 20,000. The next reason for the difference is when the check paid into the bank for collection but dishonored by the bank. Whenever we pay some check for the collection but it is dishonored, so when the check received from outside parties are deposited in with the bank, these checks are immediately recorded on the debit side, that is on the receipt side of the bank column of the cash book. Whenever we receive any check from our any person or any customer, that is recorded on the receipt side. We all know that. So it means basically we have recorded this entry that we have received some check from our customer, but this check become dishonored later on and bank will not make any entry in the credit of customer's account. As a result, the cash book will show an increased balance in comparison to the passbook. So it is shown here that cash book and passbook balances are given here, that is 20,000, and Mr. X deposited a check of rupees 3,000 immediately, but check was dishonored. The moment we receive a check from any customer, we have recorded this check on the receipt side of cash book. As you can see, that check of rupees 3,000 is recorded on the receipt side of the cash book, as we have received this check from our customer. But this check became dishonored later on, so there was no entry in the passbook. The balance of the passbook remains same, that is 20,000 as it was earlier, but balance of cash book is showing 23,000. So the balance of the cash book is 23,000, whereas the balance of the passbook is 20,000, and the balance of these two books are not equivalent, not same. Reason being there was a check which was deposited. The moment we have received this check, we have recorded this check on the receipt side, but bank has not recorded this entry, just because of the reason this check became dishonored. The next reason for the difference is direct payment made by the bank on the behalf of customer. The firm may give standing instruction to its banker to make payment of several bills like telephone bills, rent, insurance, premium, taxes, etc. So if firm gives standing instruction to the bank for any payment, then in that case, on making such payment, the bank will debit the firm's account immediately as soon as they make the payment. But the firm will record the same on receiving the information from the bank in the form of passbook or bank statement. As a result, the balance of the passbook is less than that of the balance shown in the bank column of the cash book. Here, the balances of the cash book and passbook are 20,000. The bank has given standing instruction. Standing instruction means at the end of every month the amount will be deducted from our account on account of like insurance premium or any telephone fees, telephone bill. So the balances of cash book and passbook are shown here is 20,000, and the bank has given instructions to pay insurance premium of rupees 1500 directly to the insurance company at the end of each month. So that means we have given instruction to our bank to pay this insurance premium at the end of every month directly. So this was deducted from our bank account as we have given the standing instruction to our bank account, but this was not recorded by us, and as we maintain this cash book, this entry was not recorded by us, so there is no entry in cash book. But passbook depicts here, that is, there is a debit entry. Debit entry means there is a negative, minus. So insurance premium is shown in the debit column, and after deducting 1500 as an insurance premium from 20,000, there is a balance of 18,500, whereas balance of cash books depicts 20,000 only. So both the books are not again same. Why they are not same? Because we have given some instruction, standing instruction to our bank to deduct a certain amount at the end of every month, but we were not aware about the same, so we have not recorded that entry in our book which is maintained by us, that is cash book. And passbook which depicts the deduction of 1500, so there will be a difference of these two books, balances of these two books. The next one is the bank charges and commission charged by the bank. Bank charges and commission charged by the bank, generally it happens whenever bank does some transaction or some services provided to the customer and debits the customer's account without any intimation to the customer. As a result, the balance of the cash book will be more than the balance of the passbook, because basically bank is charging some fees or some commission for the services which are given by them. So what they do, they record all these commissions and fees in the passbook. They debit the customer's account. But since it is done by the bank, we were not aware about these charges and commissions. So this is not recorded by the trader, or this is not recorded in the cash book. So there will be a difference in the cash book and passbook. Let's understand this with the help of example. The balances of cash book and passbook are 20,000. Bank charges are given here 1,000. So bank has charged rupees 1,000 as bank charges. So these are the bank charges. So we were not aware about these bank charges. So these were not recorded in the book which is maintained by us. I am repeating it again, that cash book is maintained by us and the passbook is maintained by the bank. So we have not recorded all those transactions about which we were not aware. They were the bank charges of rupees 1,000 about which we were not aware. So we have not recorded this in the cash book which is maintained by us. Whereas whenever bank is charging some amount, some fees or commission, they have debited our account. And the balance of the passbook is depicted here 19,000. The total balance of the passbook earlier was 20 after deducting rupees 1,000 as a bank charges, and whenever they are deducting some amount, that will be shown on the debit column. Whenever they'll deposit some amount, there is a credit entry that will be depicted in the credit column. So there are charges of rupees 1,000 that is deducted from 20,000. The balance here is 19,000. Again, the balances of both books vary here. The next difference is when interest and dividend received by the bank on the behalf of the customer. Sometimes it happens that trader invests in some securities, that he invests in some shares or in some debentures. So interest is due on the debentures and dividend is due on the shares. So whenever interest or dividend is due on the share, that is directly deposited in our bank account through the electronic clearing system which is known as ECS. But there may not be any entry in the cash book. Why there will not be any entry? Because we were not aware about that the interest or dividend is received on some securities. The moment it is received by the bank, it is depicted in the passbook. And we were not aware about these transactions, so we have not recorded these entries in the cash book. So again, there will be a difference. So The balances of cash book and passbook here are 15,000. The bank has collected the dividend of 2,000 on investment which is made by the trader, which is made by us. So we have invested in some shares or some debentures of other company. So on which we have received some interest or dividend, and which is directly deposited in our bank. Since it is directly deposited in our bank, so it is depicted in the passbook dividend of rupees 2,000. Why it is credited? Whenever there is an increase in our account, that will be shown in the on the credit side of the passbook, in the credit column of the passbook. So earlier balance of the passbook was 15,000. Dividend was received in our account, it was credited in our account, so the balance goes up, that increased to rupees 17,000, whereas balance of the cash book remains same, that is 15,000, as we were not aware about this entry, we were not aware about the dividend received, so we have not recorded this on the receipt side of the cash book. So there is a difference in the balances of cash book and passbook. The next one is, next reason of difference is when the interest is allowed by the bank. Interest allowed means whenever bank is giving any services or any overdraft facility or any other facility, in that case bank charges some interest. So if trader maintains savings bank account, the bank allows a certain percentage of interest on the minimum balance of each month, and that is generally credited in our account at the end of 6 months generally. And because of this reason, if it interest allowed, this is interest allowed, not interest charge, if interest allowed is given by the bank, in that case this will be depicted in the passbook, not in the cash book. So for example, the balances of the cash book and passbook are 10,000. Both the books earlier was same, but bank has allowed some interest of rupees 1,000 on saving account. So they have given some interest on our savings. So this is depicted in the passbook, and the balance of the passbook goes up and it is 11,000, but the balance of the cash book remains same, that is 10,000. So again there is a difference of rupees 1,000, and the books are not same, and there is a need to reconcile the both books. The next one is when the interest charged by a bank on overdraft. When a bank gives a firm the facility of withdrawing in excess of its deposit, which is also known as overdraft, the bank charges interest on this overdrafts and debit the firm's account from such interest will be made in the cash book only when the customer receive updated passbook. So this entry will be depicted in the passbook as there is an interest which is charged by a bank on the overdraft, but this entry will not be depicted in this cash book. So the both books will not be same. Thank you so much for today. We will be continuing with this chapter, that is bank reconciliation statement. Thank you.